SS4 2. It's a short and powerful one. The topic for today is, can science and technology solve all problems of life? We'll be starting now. Uh, Mr. Snehal will be taking this course.
Thank you, Chaitanya. Thank you so much for connecting us all together. Am I audible clearly, or is there some problem with audio?
You are audible.
Okay, okay, nice. So, we welcome all of you for this very important discussion. So, there is Omkar, Avinash, and Akshay. Okay, good. So, till now, I'll just first start with a short summary of what all we have discussed till now. In between, if there is any problem with the slides or any problem with the audio, please feel free to express using the chat box. So, till now, we have discussed about in the first session of this in the first part of this session, we discussed that human life is special. Human life is not just meant to live like animals. So, why is human life special? That we discussed in the second session. So, in the second session, we discussed that in human form of life, we can inquire about life, death, beyond. We can have higher inquiries. But animals, they also inquire, but they inquire about what all things. Can anyone just say? What all things animals inquire about? Four things. We have discussed about four things that animals inquire. Okay, I'll tell. So animals also have inquiries. They also have a lot of intelligence, but they inquire about only four things. That is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So that is what animals inquire about. Also, in the second session, we discussed that if we don't inquire about higher things, then it's like we are underutilizing our body. We gave example of tractor and Mercedes Benz, right? If we use Mercedes Benz for plowing the field, then like it is a underutilization of Mercedes Benz, and it will harm the farm also as well as the car also. So that's all we had discussed till now. So now, as we know that humans are meant to inquire about higher things. So what are the higher things? That is the next natural question that should come in our mind. What should we inquire about? So we'll discuss about that now. So we should inquire about basically why am I suffering and what is the goal of life. So why am I suffering? So this today's session in today's session we'll discuss about different kinds of suffering we have in our life. Now you may think कि already there is so much suffering in my life. Why should I discuss about suffering? That will increase my suffering, right? अभी सुबह सुबह कुछ तो अच्छा डिस्कशन, कुछ तो पॉजिटिव डिस्कशन होना चाहिए. ये क्या मतलब नेगेटिव डिस्कशन? Why we are having such negative discussion about sufferings and all that thing? So, to understand it with proper perspective, I'll give you one example. Suppose you are in a city and you want to reach your college. Okay, you want to reach your college and you have a map with you. So, if you have a map and you want to go to your college, what all things you need to know before using that map? What all things you need to know for properly being able to use that map? मैप को यूज करने के लिए क्या क्या इंफॉर्मेशन आपको लगेगा? कैन एनीवन जस्ट वॉलंटियर? कैन एनीवन प्लीज टेल what all information we need to either put in that map, or what all information do we need to be able to use that map? First of all, we should know that where we want to reach, right? What other important thing we need to know? My question is clear. Chaitanya, Avinash, is my question clear?
Yes, your question is
Okay,
clear.
so what we need to know if we want to use the map properly? Any one answer? Even if it is wrong, no problem. Just will proceed then ahead. Okay, so I have got one reply. Purpose to find destination. Yeah, that is also very important. Why do we want to go there? Correct. Okay. So that also we know, we need to know. That is also important thing. But one very basic thing that we need to know is that where we are currently, isn't it? First we need to know currently we are now where we are now. पहले हमें पता रहना चाहिए हम कहाँ पर है. Even in our Google Maps which we use in our phone, first we put our source, then we put the destination, right? So we need to know first of all where we are currently. So similarly, the whole purpose of our life is to find solution to all problems. We ultimately want complete happiness, right? The goal of life is to get complete happiness. So that is our destination. But to reach that destination, first of all, we need to know where we are currently, right? So that is like the source. So unless we know where we are currently, it will be difficult, it will be impossible to know how to go to the destination. So that's why when we are discussing about the sufferings, what all different kinds of sufferings, problems we have in our life, it is not meant to make us pessimistic, but it is meant to make us realistic so that we become very realistic, and then we know how, then we take the path very properly to reach that destination where we will get complete happiness. So that is the purpose of knowing about different kinds of sufferings. Now we'll discuss what are the different type of sufferings we have. So can you just tell me what all different problems you face in life? Any few examples, like we'll just take two or three examples, then we'll move ahead. Any kind of problems that you face in life, or there are no problems? सब एकदम बढ़िया है, कोई problem होता ही नहीं लाइफ में. Any general problem which we face in life? Lack of self confidence, very big problem. Correct, very true. Anything else? You can either chat or you can even speak also if you want. You can unmute yourself and speak also. Anyone else would like to volunteer? Only Vineet has problems. Ashish, Omkar, Akshay. Any kind of problem. Like I'll give an example. One problem that we face is headache. Right? Headache is also a problem which we face sometimes. We can see that in that photo also in the slide. So any other tragedies in life, someone breaks our trust, that can be also a problem. Corona, currently Corona is spreading so much, that is also one problem. So just I want two replies, then we'll move ahead. So quick, please express. Don't hesitate. Yeah, anger, anger. Correct. Anger is a problem also, and when we are angry, we cause problem to others also. So that is also one problem. Anger. Any one answer? I'm waiting for one answer. Any problem in life? Failure. Correct. We failure in our life. Key elements to overcome overthinking. I didn't get what is the mean what is meant here. Means overthinking, is that you are referring to a problem? Ashish. Okay, okay, overthink. Yeah, so that is also very big. That is a big problem that leads to many other problems also. So all these problems which you mentioned are very appropriate, and will now systematically try to understand the categories of problems. So when we want to scientifically understand, we need to have a definition about everything. Definition होना चाहिए हर एक चीज का. So when we are discussing about problems, what is the definition of problems? So the definition of problems is that real problem. Definition of a real problem is that it is common to all. Nobody wants it, of course, that's why it is called a problem, and nobody can avoid it. So this is what is real problem. See, like all you say, all the problems that you said, they are problems, but they can be avoided. We can do something, we can make some changes in our life, and we can overcome these problems. But there are few problems which is common to everyone, right? Which is common to everyone. Nobody wants it, and nobody can avoid it. So these are called as real problems. What all of you mentioned, they are also problems, but these are like the problems which have all these three characteristics. They are real problems, means original problems. So can you just try like which all problems are having this characteristic? It is common to all. Nobody can escape these problems. For example, if we discuss about anger, some people feel, some people don't feel anger. So that is not common to all. Failures, failures can be avoided by nicely living our life. Then overthinking is also some people have. And what else was the problem? Uh, so any problem which you think that can be categorized to be having all these three aspects. Common to all, nobody wants it, and nobody can avoid it. Just we want one or two replies, then we'll move ahead. Once I was taking this session to some students, and one of the students said, the biggest problem in life is professors. The biggest problem in life is professors. Professors give all the trouble and exams. One student said exams. But they cannot be common to all. Medication can help cure all these mentioned problems, correct? So what my question is that what are problems which cannot be avoided and which is common to all? Anyone would like to try just one, even if it's wrong, it's not an issue. Not to believe in yourself means, oh, lack of confidence, that can also be said. Yeah, but many people have a lot of self confidence. Okay, we'll see now what are the real problems which cannot be avoided by anyone. So what is this photo referring to? This is the problem of old age, right? Can anyone say that I can avoid old age? No, right? कोई भी दुनिया का अमीर से अमीर आदमी हो, गरीब से गरीब आदमी हो, whatever is his condition, even big PhDs people have done, big actors, famous actors, millionaires, multi-billionaires, even they also have to undergo this problem of old age. So it is a real problem which cannot be avoided by anyone. So that is one problem. We no longer look beautiful when we get aged. There was one actress, I don't remember the name. She just saw one hair, like one hair on her head, which had turned gray. And you know what she did? She committed suicide. Just imagine. Like some for these actors, actresses now, models and all these people, they are very, very sensitive about their looks and they should not grow aged and all those things. So it is such a big problem that someone is ready to commit suicide. She felt like if I get old, then nobody will respect me, nobody will hire me for their projects and all those things, and she committed suicide. So it is such a big problem which everyone undergoes. So no one wants to get old, and that's why this cosmetic industry is flourishing so much because of fear of old age. And millions of dollars are spent just to stop old age in America. This is one problem. People keep their photos of their young age to remind them, to make them happy. Ki, yeah, I was at one time, I was very strong, very young, hale and healthy. I could do so many things. So these all uh, are proofs that nobody wants to get old, but still it has to come upon everyone. So this is the next problem. We'll discuss four real problems. First one was old age. This is the problem of being deceased. Much against our wish, we encounter various diseases, right? Someone just now mentioned that all problems in life can be overcome by medication. So we have so many medications. We have allopathy, Ayurvedic, naturopathy, we have homeopathy, and there are many tribal communities who have their own pathies, different pathies. So we have so many medications available, but still, can we say that we nobody in this world will get deceased? What to speak of nobody? Can we say that I will never become deceased in my life? Right? We can't say like that. Whoever, like, can any of you claim that नहीं मैं इतना दवाइयाँ लूंगा जिंदगी भर कभी भी बुखार नहीं पड़ेगा मुझे? Not a single issue will happen in my life deceased. We can surely avoid disease. We can surely prevent and cure the disease, but we can't say that we will never fall ill only. We cannot remove the diseases per se completely from this universe, from this world. So that is second problem, that problem of getting deceased, um, because that is a real problem in our life and everyone faces that. So if we summarize, then there are four kinds of problems which everyone has to undergo: birth, disease, old age, and death, ultimately death. So when I remember when I was attending such kind of courses, the first question that came in my mind is कि yeah, we can understand disease. See, first of all, death is a problem and old age is a problem. That is very easy to understand. Disease is a problem is a bit difficult because we see so many medications available. But still, if we analyze, then we can say that we cannot completely remove all diseases. So disease is also a real problem. But the most difficult to understand was how can birth be a problem, right? How can birth be a problem? Birth में क्या होता है? We don't know, right? But actually, birth is also a very big problem because we just imagine one of you have been told कि आपको एक रूम में बंद कर दिया जाएगा, लॉकडाउन कर दिया जाएगा और उस रूम में पूरा अंधेरा रहेगा and you will not be able to completely stretch your hands and legs. You'll be confined to a limited space. उसमें कीड़े रहेंगे, worms are there and different kinds of things are there. and it's completely dark and you are feeling suffocation also, how will you feel? It's very miserable, right? So similarly, at that, when we are inside the womb, when a child is inside the womb of his mother, then that child is facing the same situation. There is complete darkness. That child is completely like coiled like this. He cannot freely stretch his hands and legs. And whatever the mother eats or drinks, that affects the child also. And there are so many worms and different small insects troubling the child. So actually, birth is also a very miserable situation. But why we don't remember? Because like it has happened way back, right? Even like many times we don't remember things which happened with us few years ago, right? I hope most of you might be above around 20 at least, right? Around 20. So how can you experience the pain which you had 20 years ago, right? And that time consciousness is also not much developed. So that's why we don't feel that birth is a problem, but it is also a big problem. So there is a very nice video also. If time permits, we'll see that at the end of our session. So these are the four problems, and this Bhagavad Gita very nicely clarifies that these are the four real problems. One who can perceive birth, death, old age, and disease as real problems is in knowledge. Just imagine when we think about Bhagavad Gita, we think ठीक है भगवत गीता कोई ऐसी धार्मिक किताब है, उसको ज्यादा से ज्यादा पूजा पाठ करना चाहिए, फूल चढ़ाने चाहिए, और वो तो लाइक हमारे दादा परदादा के जमाने में लोग पढ़ते थे, अभी क्या करेंगे हम पढ़ के, राइट? But it's not at all like that. Bhagavad Gita is very scientific. If you read, have any of you have read Bhagavad Gita? Any one of you? Anytime? Oh, nice. Omkar has read. Very nice. Anyone else? Sujay has also read. Wow, correct. So I think they might be able to relate more with what I'm saying. That Bhagavad Gita is not just some dharmic book which is irrelevant to us. That Bhagavad Gita is a very scientific book, and it explains the very ground reality in which we are living. Yeah, true. Sujay is saying true. So, in Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned that these four are the real problems in life. But now, okay, these four are problems. Okay, agreed. But birth 20 साल पहले हुआ था, right? And what we don't remember also. डेथ होगा कभी तो, अभी तो हम यंग है, अभी तो हमारा मिडिल एज भी नहीं हुआ है, वी आर जस्ट यंग नाउ, अवर बॉडी इज ग्रोइंग नाइसली. सो डेथ भी बहुत दूर की बात है. एंड डिसीजेस समटाइम्स वी टेक सम मेडिसिन एंड इट्स ओके, वी गेट रिड ऑफ डिसीजेस. ओल्ड एज भी होगा कभी तो, लाइक 20-25 साल बाद होगा. सो यू माइट बी फीलिंग कि ये ठीक है, ये प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, बट ये ऐसे रोज रोज थोड़ी होती हैं, ये तो बहुत ही रिमोट प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. So uh, Bhagavad Gita is not limited to only these problems. It goes more deeper. So it describes about further three types of problems, further three categories of problems. I'll again repeat for those who joined later. You might be feeling कि क्या सुबह सुबह प्रॉब्लम 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 लगा दिया, पूरा दिन खराब हो जाएगा हमारा, ऐसा लग रहा होगा किसी को. So sorry for that, but my intention is not that. The intention I very much clarified in the beginning. The intention is that, see, ultimately we want to get perfect, complete happiness in our life, right? We want to have perfect happiness. But if we want to have perfect happiness, we need to know where we are currently. We gave example of Google Maps also. In Google Maps, we have to put both. We have to put destination, but before that we have to put source also, right? So if we want to achieve complete perfect happiness, we first need to know what are the problems we want to overcome. So it's not that we will be discussing only about problems. We'll be discussing about solution also, and before that, what are the cause of this problem, ultimate root cause of this problem. So if you all stay tuned to these sessions, you will get complete knowledge. It's not that the whole presentation is about problems only. It's just the beginning part. So going ahead, the three categories of problems are Adhyatmik Klesh. So first category is Adhyatmik Klesh. Adhyatmik Klesh means problems that come from our own body and mind. Okay. So some of you mentioned lack of self-confidence, right? Some of you mentioned anger. Uh, what else? I'll just check what all answers you mentioned. Lack of mental stability, overthinking, lack of self confidence, correct. So, all these problems come from our own mind, and there are some problems which come from our own body also, right? Like headache, stomach ache, and all those things. So, all these are categorized as adhyatmic klesha. Okay. So, there are some examples of adhyatmic klesha. Suicide is also a kind of adhyatmic klesha. India today states that teen suicide rates have tripled in past 25 years. Causes academic pressure, lack of family support and stress. So all these are adhyatmic problems. Then there is second category is Adi Bhautik Klesh. Adi Bhautik Klesh means miseries caused by others like terrorism, snake bite, people fighting with each other, people blaming us, people criticizing us, mosquitoes, thieves, insects, corona, right? Currently, corona. So all these are adibautic kleshas caused by others. Then third and most basic one is Adi Daivik Klesh. Adi Daivik Klesha means problems caused by the nature like earthquakes, uh, global warming, floods, tornadoes, droughts, all these things are Aditya Viklesh. So, these are the three categories, and whatever problem you think in your life, they can be categorized in any one combi- or combination of these problems. So now our first part is completed. This was the first part where we systematically categorized all the problems. See, किसी भी चीज के साथ आपको डील करना है, it's very important that first we should systematically analyze and categorize that. Then we can think about the cause and solution to all those problems. So this is the first part where we analyzed different kinds of problems and we categorized them properly. So the further part of our discussion will consist of not problems but with solution, cause and solutions. So that we will have in our next meeting. Now it's already, yeah, it's already half an hour. We are past half an hour. So I just want to know from all of you that, see, in between, if meeting ends now, if our discussion is not completed, so my request is that all of you please join because I want to ask a few things. So can you just let me know if it's okay if we have such session tomorrow or maybe today at other time. So you all can text on this in this chat box if you are okay with tomorrow or if you are okay with today at some other time. So Sujay is saying okay, yes, okay, both any of the two. Okay. What about others? Akshay, Ashish. If you have something like coming like in your schedule tomorrow 11 a.m., then you can freely express. Ashish, Akshay, what do you feel? Omkar, Vineet, Ashish is okay, he's free. Omkar, Vineet, Akshay, you can even speak also. Akshay is also okay. See, be very frank. If something is coming in that time, please feel free to express. Vineet, Omkar, you are okay with this timing? Omkar is okay. Vineet, are you okay with this timing? We will have just for half an hour only tomorrow also. Okay, I'll check with Vineet later then. Fine. So anyone has any questions? They can write in the chat box. Anything about anything they can ask. I'll wait for 1 minute. If no question comes, then we will conclude the session. Okay, so I think there are no questions. ठीक है, thank you so much for taking out your precious time for this important session. We will continue the positive part tomorrow. According to Bhagavad Gita, the life after death. Yeah, so what about that? Like, what is the question? According to Bhagavad Gita, the life after death. What it will be like? Oh, very amazing question. See, this thing will be covered in our fourth session, the science of soul. Our fourth session is on science of soul. But to give a crisp answer, in Bhagavad Gita it mentions there is a shlok. Vashamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani yatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. So Bhagavad Gita mentions that just like we change our cloth and we wear a new cloth, or it gives another example that if you are living at one place and you stop paying the rent of that place, then you have to look for some other place. Similarly, this body is also like a cloth on us, and when the time comes, we have to change the body. Just like we change the cloth, we all have to change the body also. And what body we will get next, that depends on two things: what is our desire and what we deserve. Just like in the case of a new flat, if you want a new flat, it will depend on two things. First is आपकी इच्छा क्या है, आपको किस तरह का फ्लैट चाहिए, 2 BHK 3 BHK कैसा फ्लैट चाहिए. बट सिर्फ इच्छा से नहीं होता, राइट? यू हैव टू हैव दैट मच मनी ऑल्सो. सो सिमिलरली हमारी इच्छा क्या है और हमारे हमारा पुण्य पाप वो सब जो भी है, लाइक व्हाट इज कैसे कर्म किए हैं हमने. So that is the like money, that is the possession we have. So based on these two factors, we get a new body after death. So life after death is not like just with few people it happens. It's not like that. Every one of us undergo life after death. My friend who is a devotee told me the mission of everyone after death, it has to become Brahma. No, 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 no. Brahma, everyone can't become Brahma. Brahma is a very big personality. He is the engineer of the whole universe. It takes a lot of punya to become Brahma. So, mission of everyone's life, we'll have more proper systematic discussions in our further sessions. But in short, in a nutshell, we can just say that the mission of everyone's life after death is to leave this material world and go to some other world which is beyond this material world, which is free from all these four real problems. There is another world. We'll discuss now. You may feeling कि क्या ये fairy tale जैसा कुछ तो चल रहा है अलग world वगैरह. But that is a very highly advanced concept. We'll discuss that in future sessions. It's very far ahead, but we'll discuss about that also. But the mission of life is to get ultimate happiness and ultimate love. So that is the ultimate mission of. We'll discuss about that elaborately in our further sessions. So that's all. Thank you very much for your enthusiastic participation and you're taking out your valuable time. We'll meet tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Thank you so much.